Welcome to the second session of service learning. This is Dr. Sunita Magre, Professor and Head, Department of Education, University of Mumbai. In our last session, we discussed about the service learning, what is service learning, or the concept of service learning, various terms in the service learning, the core principle and the approaches of the service learning. Now, in the second session, we discuss more about the service learning. So in today's work, we have to discuss the service learning as a pedagogy, modes of service learning, elements of service learning, stages of service learning, teaching methods of service learning, ways to integrate service learning, benefits of service learning, and steps of successful service learning. Key takeaways, points for reflection, and the references. The objectives: when you are going through this session, you will be able to understand the service learning as a flexible pedagogy, the various modes of service learning, the elements of service learning, and the stages of service learning. You will be also able to understand the teaching methods for service learning and the various ways to how to integrate the service learning. The learning outcomes at the end of this session, you will be able to explain the service learning as a pedagogy, explain the various modes of service learning, explain the elements of service learning, explain the stages of service learning, and explain the teaching methods of service learning. Service learning, a flexible pedagogy. Service learning is a flexible pedagogy which can be used in a variety of classroom and community settings. Students, community, partners, and the instructors are the players in developing effective service learning activities. Service learning is connected to course content and is organized around clear learning goals. Service learning provides meaningful service activities which addresses real community needs as defined by the community, and the service learning provides students opportunities for the critical reflection upon their service experiences. Service learning can be incorporated into a many classroom settings. Faculty interested in adopting service learning has a wide variety of choices in terms of service experiences and the learning outcomes. The service learning used in a variety of classroom settings. The service learning can be incorporated in seminar, lecture-based classes with labs and the tutorials also. Service learning can be incorporated in the classes of 30 or few students, or in the classes with the 100 students also. The service learning can take a wide variety of the service formats. Service learning may vary along a continuum from a limited single service experience to the service experience that is the basis for the entire class. Service activity can take place at a single community site, at multiple community sites, or in the classroom. Students can serve individually or in a group or in an entire class. Students' learning can be demonstrated in a wide variety of learning outcomes. The learning outcomes means through examination, reflective essays, research papers, various journals, oral presentations, group discussions, outcomes of the community-based research. So, then service learning pedagogy includes outcome-based, community-based service learning is an experiential learning pedagogy that moves students beyond the classroom to become active participants in their learning and develop civic knowledge and skills. Students who take service learning courses work with local, national, and international non-profit and public organization to deeply learn and practice course content by working on a real community identified needs. Students learn the course material, get to work directly on an issue facing the community, and learn about their communities in the process. Service learning pedagogy, integrating academically relevant service activities that addresses human and community needs into a course, and students connect knowledge and theory to practice by combining service with reflections in a structured learning environment. And it includes 4 elements, that is the reciprocity, the collaboration between the students and the community members, practicing skills in the real world, civic education, developing a sense of social responsibility, and reflecting the experiences. The modes of service learning. These are the modes of service learning: direct service learning, indirect service learning, research-based service learning, and the advocacy-based service learning. The direct service learning involves direct participation of the students with community members, and interactions are face-to-face. Examples including tutoring, planning, and implementing activities for people in nursing homes, schools, and the agencies. Work with neighborhood advisory boards to create and implement workshop for residents of low-income areas on budgeting, recycling, conserving, and restoring public lands. Indirect service learning, students channel resources to the community. However, they do not interact with the recipients. Example, stocking a food pantry, collecting goods for agencies, creating blogs, poetry walls, develop and implement a fundraising events, design computer system for agencies to manage volunteers, resources, finance, and inventories, conducting an energy survey and make recommendation for energy saving in business and homes, and write a children book and to donate to the school also. Students fulfill a community need identified by a community partner without engagement with the client population. Research-based service learning, a type of service that involves collaborations with a community partner to conduct research that addresses community issues or needs. Partners may be non-profit groups, government agencies, or community leaders. For example, community-based research project would include testing water reports provided to a local community, auditing energy use in public housing, gathering data for a community grant applications, gathering research that assists in the development of a video for a non-profit or a government agency. In advocacy-based service learning, students create an awareness of and promote action on an issue to foster civic responsibility. Example, educating others on an issue by writing letters to elected officials and other influential individuals. Through blogs, creating public service announcements, public speaking, sponsor community meeting, or perform a play. Elements of service learning. For service to have a value and meaning and to build effective partnership between students, faculty, and community. There are the 5 critical elements included in the design and the direction of courses and community service programs. The community voice, thoughtful action, orientation and training, reflection, evaluation, or the continuous improvement. Then community voice or the student voice is essential to build bridges drive change, and solve pressing problems. Academic courses, which include service and campus community service program, must ensure that the voice and needs of community and students are included in the development of programs and the service placement. Thoughtful action means that the service that is being done is necessary and valuable to the community itself. Meaningful action benefits both community and students in that both feel that the service makes a difference in a measurable way and is a productive use of time and resources. When service is not perceived as necessary and valuable, students and community members will quickly lose motivation for the service and the partnership. Orientation or the training. Orientation and training is important orientation and the training are important first step for any service experiences. The students, the faculty, and community members should be provided with information which will help them prepare for the experience. For example, community agencies or members working with students should receive information about the course, a list of contacts on the campus, an academic calendar, and information about any expectation regarding their participation in the training, supervision, and evaluation of the students. Students should receive information about the community, the issue, and the agencies or community group. They will working with as well as specific training for their service placement and expectation regarding their participation, supervision, and the evaluation. Then reflection. Reflection is a crucial component of service learning experience and works as a both a vehicle to process the experience and apply academic work. Student, faculty, and community members share reactions, stories, feelings, and facts about the service and the issues which help to place the experience into a broader context. Then lastly, the evaluation. Evaluation measures the impact of students' learning experiences and the effectiveness of the service in the community. Students, faculty, and the community partners should evaluate the effectiveness of the partnership and the service. Continuous improvement measures give direction for improvement, growth, and the change. Stages of service learning. The stages of service learning: preparation, action, reflection, demonstration, and last one is the celebration. We'll study one by one. Now the preparation. In the preparation stage, where you prepare yourself and your students to take on their service project. You can start by deciding on a project to tackle, figuring out how to tie it with your curriculum, and forming community partnership with local organizations. Then you can teach your students about the community issue to prepare them for action. Make sure you choose a project that is relevant to your community. Now the action. Action, this is the next step. This is the hands-on component where the class gets to use what they have learned and apply it to real service project. Students will now directly help community partners and those affected by the issues with actual community service work. And reflection. Reflection, the stage lets students reflect. This stage lets the students reflect on their service project. Consider what they learn from it and apply their learnings to curriculum. Reflection is encouraged during every step, but this stage allows for a more in-depth process where students can consider what they have learned and how they feel about the service they provide. Demonstration. Students can show what they have learned about the issues to their class, school, or community. This is an opportunity to raise the awareness of the issues and what others can do to help. Then celebration. The students can congratulate themselves to each other for their hard work and the positive contribution. The teaching model of service learning. There are the 6 models of teaching teaching models of service learning. There are 6 models: discipline-based model, problem-based model, capstone course model, service internship model, action research model, and the directed study or extra credit model. The discipline-based model. In this model, the students are expected to have a presence in the community throughout the work and reflect on their experiences regularly. In these reflections, they use course content as a basis for their analysis and understanding the key theoretical, methodological, and applied the issues in hand. Next model is the problem-based model. In this model, the students relate to the community much as consultants working for a client. Students work with community members to understand a particular community problem or the community need. This model presumes that the students have or develop a capacities with which to help communities solve a problem. For example, the architecture students design a path, the business students develop the website, the teacher the B.Ed or the M.Ed teachers develop the various teaching learning strategies. Capstone course model. This course are generally designed for majors and minors in a given discipline and are offered almost exclusively to students in their final year. Capstone courses ask students to draw upon the knowledge they have obtained throughout their coursework and combine it with relevant service work in the community. The goal of capstone courses is usually either exploring a new topic or synthesizing students' understanding of their discipline. Then service internship model. This approach asks students to work as many as 10 to 20 hours a week in a community setting, or in we can say in our B.Ed or the M.Ed, there are the 11 week of community 11 week for the community work, or 3 weeks for the community engagement. As in traditional internship, students are charged with producing a body of work that is of value to the community or site. However, unlike traditional internship, service internship have ongoing faculty guided reflection to challenge the students to analyze their new experiences using discipline-based theories. Service internship focus on reciprocity, the idea that the community and the students benefit equally from the experiences. An action research model, community-based action research is similar to an independent study option for the student who is highly experienced in community work. This approach can be effective with small classes or the group of the students. In this model, students work closely with faculty members to learn research methodology while serving as advocates the communities. This model assumes that students can be trained to be competent in time management and can negotiate diverse communities. Then extra credit model or directed study additional model, students can register for a 3 additional or extra credits in a course by making special arrangements with the instructor to complete an added community-based project. In our Mumbai University, we have some added course through the extension department. So that time they can do this extra credit model. The course instructor serves as an advisor for the direct study option. Such arrangement require departmental approval and formal student registration. Then various ways to integrate service learning into an existing courses. There are many ways to integrate community engagement into an existing courses, depending on the learning goals, the size of the class, the academic preparation of the students, and the community partnership or the project type. So what are the ways? Number one, the one-time group service project. Some course objectives can be made when the entire class is involved in one-time service project. Arrangement for service projects can be made prior to the program and included in the syllabus. This offers the opportunity for faculty and peer interaction because a common service experience is shared. One-time projects have different learning outcomes than ongoing service activities. Option within the course. Many faculty begin community engagement with pilot project. In this design, the students have the option to become involved in the community-based project. A portion of the normal coursework is substituted by the community-based component. For example, a traditional research paper or group project can be replaced with an experiential research paper or personal journal that documents learning from the service experiences. Required within a course. In this case, all students are involved in service as an integrated aspect of the course. This expectation must be clearly stated at the first class meeting on the syllabus with a clear rationale provided to students as to why the service component is required. Exceptions can be arranged on an individual basis or students can transfer to another class. If all students are involved in service, it is easier to design coursework that integrates the service experience with course objectives. Class sessions can involve agency personnel and site visits. Faculty report that it is easier to build community partnership if a consistent number of students are involved in each program. Now, action research projects. This type of class involves students in research within a community. The result of research are communicated to the agency so that it can be used to address community needs. Action research and participatory action research take a significant amount of time to build a relationship of trust in the community and identify common research agendas. Community research projects can support the ongoing research of faculty, extending this type of research beyond the confines of a program may be best for all involved. And disciplinary capstone projects. Community engagement is an excellent way to build upon students' cumulative knowledge in a specific discipline and to demonstrate the integration of the knowledge with the real life issues. Upper class students can explore ways their disciplinary expertise and competencies translates into addressing community needs. Other community-based classes within the department can prepare the students for these more extensive community-based class. Then multiple course project, community engagement projects with one or more partners may span different courses in the same or multiple courses over a year. This project must be broad enough to meet the learning goals or multiple courses over a time. And because of these, they may have cumulative impact on both students' learning and community development. Such projects may be particularly suited of course clusters of learning communities within or across disciplines. Now, what are the benefits of the service learning? There are the various benefits: student benefits, faculty benefits, institution benefits, and the community benefits. The student benefits, it improves students' ability to apply what they have learned in the real world. Then greater sense of personal efficacy, personal identity, spiritual growth, and moral development, greater interpersonal development, reduce stereotypes and greater intercultural understanding, improve social responsibility and citizenship skills, connections with professional and community members for learning and career opportunities. In community benefits, enhances community university relationship, satisfaction with student participation, provide awareness, building of community issue, agency, and constituents, contributes to positive exposure in the community. Institution benefits, improved institutional commitment, improved students' retention, enhanced community relations, facilitating teaching, research, and program development, increase institution awareness of societal issue as they relate to academic areas of interest, engages faculty and students in local and state community issues, provide opportunity to extend colleges' knowledge and the resources. Faculty benefits, satisfaction with the quality of student learning, new avenues for research and publication via new relationship between faculty and community, providing network opportunities with engaged faculty in other discipline or the institution, and a stronger commitment to one's research. The steps of successful service learning. The meaningful service, curriculum connection, student leadership, reflection, community involvement, and demonstrate and the celebration. So these are the steps of successful service learning. Meaningful service means make sure your project addresses the community needs. Curriculum connection, apply academic contents to practical tasks to students, learn by doing. Student relationship, help students to take ownership of the project. Reflections, make meanings of various experiences. Community involvement, engage community members throughout the program. Demonstrate and celebration, share the experience with each other and congratulate to each other. Key takeaways. Now, this is the concluding remark of my session. Service learning is a pedagogy integrating academically relevant service activities that addresses human and community needs into a course. Students connect knowledge and theory to practice by combining service with reflection in a structured learning environment. Reciprocity, practice, civic education, and reflections are the elements of service learning pedagogies. Direct, indirect, research, and advocacy-based are the modes of service learning. Community voice, thoughtful action, orientation and training, reflection and evaluation are the elements of service learning. Preparation, action, reflection, demonstration, and celebration are the stages of service learning. Various teaching models for service learning like discipline-based, problem-based, capstone courses, service internship, action research, and extracurricular model. Various ways to integrate service learning into an existing course. Now, as a teacher, educators, how will you bridge the gap between theory and practice in teacher education using service learning? Or you can discuss the effects of service learning in various domains. And as a teacher, as a researcher, as a learner, you can review the 2 researches on service learning. And these are the references. Hope you will enjoy both the sessions. So once again, thank you for the organizers for inviting me as the resource persons. Thank you very much.